I am Mila. I am a mindset coach amongst many other things, but most importantly, I'm a magician. And I'm here to awaken your superpowers via the wonderful laws of being, law of assumption, and law of one. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Okay. Today, I want you to become aware of the truth of who you really are. It's a big ask, I know. But one specific angle. I want you to realize that you are an inborn storyteller, that you are a story-making machine, that you are living your life every day, telling yourself stories about everything, yourself, most importantly, the world, your friends, your parents, your partner, what weather is like when you go out boating most often, how it is when you go out at night with your friends, what happens in traffic. And I'm calling it stories. They're actually point of perspectives. I want you to start becoming aware of the fact that they are malleable. That's why I'm calling them stories. And let me look at my notes. Well, yes, those stories are responsible for the version of reality that you are experiencing. So, first of all, unless you become aware that you're telling yourself stories, then you can't start paying attention to your stories. So please first become aware that you are telling yourself stories. But then the only thing you have to do if you want to change your reality is to start telling yourself different stories about said reality. So, a couple things I want to say in regards to this. Often people will say, no, but this is reality. And I want you to, for an instant, picture out that reality is being experienced by 9 billion people on the planet, close to anyway. And they're all real realities. They're all valid and they're all different. Does that mean that one cancels the other? No, it means that there's not one reality. There's many realities. So that argument can go in the garbage bin. Reality is everything. So you don't need to get attached to your stories because of how things have gone in the past and maybe have repeated themselves a few times. That's because you already had a story stuck right from the beginning. So, another thing I want to add is that in this version of society, where I am anyway, we stand strong and solid on facts. It's a fact. Oh, it's a fact. You can't deny me. This is a fact. Let's look at the provenance of the word fact. It actually comes from the Latin factere, which means, drum rolls, fabricated. So if a fact is fabricated, what is solid in this reality? Anything? No, not really. So what does that mean? Well, it means that reality is far more malleable than we've been telling ourselves. And that gives us room to create or select what we want. Instead of being told by outside circumstances and therefore to put 3D on a higher pedestal, on a hierarchy higher than us, to tell us what we're allowed to experience. Let me look at my notes again. You, my friend, you are a limitless, eternal being that doesn't always have a physical body. You right now are listening to me in your physical body, and I'm speaking to you through mine, but you are far bigger than that. When you close your eyes, I don't know if you noticed, but there's no distance anymore, and you're kind of everywhere all at once. You can just think of whatever you want, conjure whatever you want in your mind, and all of a sudden, there you are. That's who you really are. And we can call it consciousness, we can call it light. So if you are the light, you are projecting that light through your set of eyes, through your physical senses, yes, through your mind. You are projecting this light via the lenses that you have put on. And your lenses are your points of perspective or your stories. So, if I wear blue glasses, I'm not going to see purple. Okay, now we can talk about color addition and retraction. That's a different subject. But my point is, if you have a lens that's only showing you one version of reality, unless you change that lens, unless you remove that lens, you're not going to be able to see anything other than what this lens is telling you, what this lens is picturing, right? Okay. So, if you want your life to change, you gotta change your stories. Basically, that's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. It's just a matter of catching yourself, realizing that it's not a perspective that is serving you. It's not a perspective that is giving you the results that you want. So you catch yourself and you choose again. It's that easy. It's that simple. If I have a story about Mark not returning my calls, and now every time I think of Mark, this is what I think about. I'm like, yeah, he's really nice, but he never returns my calls. Like, what's up with that? Even have a conversation with your friend about it. Yeah, what's up with Mark? So that story becomes more real because now you have other people agreeing with you. What if just stop yourself in your tracks and you say, yeah, that's not, maybe Mark is more than someone who doesn't return calls. Maybe actually didn't return my calls 3 times, but from now on, always returns my calls. You try it on. But you try it on while being detached from needing the 3D to look a different way. Why? Well, because you're gonna, at first it's possible that the story might not change right away. The physical reality might not match your story right away. And if you're the one that's being wishy-washy with what you believe and what you tell yourself, meaning if you go back and forth, if you're like, oh yeah, this is what I believe about Mark, no, this is what I believe about Mark, well, you're gonna get results that are matching that, for sure. But also, make the changes for how empowered it makes you feel to consciously select your stories, and how good the more empowered stories feel. And be detached from what's happening on the outside. Let life happen, but be willing to be pleasantly surprised. Because that's often a good one to put in. A good programming makes things way more fun. Ha! Thank you so much for watching me today. I would love to hear from you in the comments what stories you're aware of right now in your life today. And I would like to hear your shift in perspective, changing that story. And then I'd like to hear how that feels, how the new story feels in comparison to the old. Okay, great, awesome. All right, well, I will see you in the next video. But until then, I wish you a magnificent day, my friend. Oh, and don't be a stranger. Give me the thumbs up if you resonated with this video. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Join the tribe that we're building here. Only cool people allowed. So if you're watching, you're cool. So yeah, join in. All right. Love and light to you, my friend. Bye for now.